How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Ron. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green. In the last episode, we had arrived at Fuchsia City and went over to the Safari Zone. We saw a lot of wild and pretty rare Pokemon there, and we also caught Horns, our new ally. Today's episode, we will be going ahead and capturing our last new ally, although capturing is probably not the right word to use, but we'll go ahead and see in a moment. Before I do though, we are going to be going ahead and entering this house. It is, of course, infamous for many of you that have played the first and, of course, the third generation, of course, the original and remix, Mr. Psychic's house. Of course, many Pokemon trainers, including myself, never skip this house. This gentleman right over here, wait, don't say a word. You wanted this. He gives us TM29, and we get that, and we, of course, know what that is. It is, you already know, don't you? It is Psychic. It is an attack that may also lower the target's special stats. It is, of course, one of the greatest Psychic moves of then, and now it is something that almost every Pokemon is almost guaranteed to learn because it is that great of a move, and you definitely do not want to skip out on it. But of course, how do we? None of our Pokemon can't even learn it, I think. Well, instead of proving myself wrong, I am going to go ahead and take Shuriken into his final evolution now. We did get the Water Stone. I, of course, had to buy it at the Celadon Market because I didn't have any other way to get it. But if we go ahead and give him the Water Stone, or it, since it doesn't have a gender, but forget it. Shuriken is now beginning to evolve. And it is. Shuriken has now become Starmie, the final evolution. Of course, one of the great water psychic type duos. And at that level, this is the reason why I had to wait a little bit. At level 33, he learns the only move it can learn in this gen, Confuse Ray. Of course, it is a great confusion move. Great move to, of course, trigger confusion. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Water Pulse. Yes, I made it learn it, only for it to end up losing it now. I'd rather have Bubble Beam slightly more powerful, and losing speed, in my opinion, is better over having Water Pulse, which Confuse Ray guarantees confusion. Might as well, right? Now that we have that settled, I'm going to go ahead and do what is now right and get the TM case, take myself over to TM29, and go ahead and there we go. Starmie can now go ahead and learn Psychic. Since Confuse Ray is the only move it can learn upon leveling up, it only made sense to, but now that I have Surf, I guess it makes no sense to keep Bubble Beam, but you know, you let all those things worry in itself in its own time, it doesn't really matter. Of course, since Starmie becomes a Psychic type upon evolution, having that Psychic Stab and also a great Psychic and great special move helps a lot in our favor. And of course, will be a big help in our next destination, which is of course right here, this building next to the Saffron Gym. No, Saffron Gym is not what we're tackling on today. We haven't even done the Fuchsia Gym yet, so what do you think I was going to do? This is the Fighting Dojo. It is an infamous landmark in Saffron City. To my knowledge, if I remember correctly, we don't really ever get to see we never really get to see the Fighting Dojo in the original anime, if I'm not mistaken. You're trespassing in our Fighting Dojo. I mean, I'm not really trespassing. There's literally not even a door at the gym or dojo. I think I think it's in Pokemon Journeys where it actually does make a somewhat decent appearance. Or at least it makes a reference to it. I think instead of going to the Saffron Gym, you go to the Fighting Dojo in Saffron City, and I think that's where you fight B. If I'm not wrong, that part of the anime is still a little bit fuzzy in my head, so I'm not entirely sure. But of course, since the reason I'm coming here today is, of course, as I already mentioned in the very beginning, our new teammate is in this location. So it technically isn't a wild Pokemon, it is a gift Pokemon. And before I even did the evolution for Shuriken, I only had 3 weeks as a proper fighter against all these Pokemon, so that is kind of why I didn't want to just let all the job go to 3 weeks. Yes, good against fighting types. Most fighting types typically tend to have better special stats, special defense stats normally. So I guess Shuriken may not be the primal example to use, but of course I didn't want to just give everything to 3 weeks because he would just get all the level ups, and that's not fair for him or for the rest of the team. I give up. And next, yep. So we basically had to battle all 4 of them. I hear you're good, show me. How did you hear? How did you hear I was good? Wait. Yeah, a lot of them will have some intermediate to low level, or intermediate to low stage Pokemon, some Machop, Mankeys. We did see Primeape, that was pretty tough. But I do want to save Shuriken for at least 3 Psychic PPs. I do want to save him for that. Machoke, yeah, go ahead. Especially since it's going to outspeed everything, and it's just brutally powerful. Like, without this, it would have just been the 3 big show again. We already saw that when we were trying to get to Erica. We're not going to give him another dedicated episode. Shuriken's time to shine is, of course, upcoming. Deki's defeated Judge. Yeah. Alright, still got 2 more trainers. Yeah, I have no fear for anything. I shattered boulders for training every day. That sounds like some cat, because I don't think that's actually true. And he has only one. Oh, it's Primeape. Okay. Oh, Aaron. Black belt Aaron. But, ooh, level 36. That's definitely more. I mean, Primeape is one of the fastest fighting types up until the 3rd generation, so I did have a little bit of concern that it could have outsped me, but that's still no issue. That should definitely be a level up now. And I don't have to worry about it learning anything, because Shuriken can't learn anything else. I guess that's the one negative I always hated about it, is that it never had the opportunity to learn any other moves. I think even as of Sword and Shield's release, it can only learn still Confuse Ray, maybe like another move upon level up. But that's still it. I mean, I guess it's to balance it out, so I'm not too complaining on it, but it just goes to show you how it's just different for a lot of Pokemon that can learn so many moves upon leveling up, and then you get the certain few that just can't learn almost anything, all relying on TMs and HMs, which I guess it's not a big hindrance on Shuriken, since it can obviously learn Surf as a good water stab. I don't think it can learn Hydro Pump, but I mean, it can also learn a bunch of coverage moves like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam. Of course, since I'm more into the first 2 generations, pretty much even now, Starmie is typically held as a mixed attacker, so obviously it has like Surf, typically strong water type move. I mean, Surf, strong water type move. Then it'll have Psychic, and then pretty much any other coverage move. Sometimes Recover to stall, or any kind of status move. I do know, like, for competitive use in singles, it's always popular to run Rapid Spin to get rid of like traps. I'm not a big person on competitive play. I do know a fair amount, but I'm still a very big novice, even though I'm always considering myself like a big Pokemon. Okay, no delay on this. I am the Karate Master. I am the leader here. You wish to challenge us? Accept no mercy. Alright, and then just one step up, we challenge the Karate Dojo Master, Black Belt Koichi. Yeah, Koichi, yeah. I'm trying to remember how to speak Japanese. Very poor at it. Alright, so his 2 Pokemon are, of course, the 2 prominent fighting types of Gen 1. His first will be Hitmonlee, and then, of course, no surprise, his last will be Hitmonchan. Hitmonlee survived a Psychic. I may be 3 levels down, but it survived a Psychic still. I think both of them are going to be more especially defensive, excuse me. Both are especially offensively horrible, that's no shock. Hitmonchan is going to be better physically defensive than offensive, and then Hitmonlee is going to be better physically offensive than defensive. That's just a trade-off between the 2. I think it's just to give the realistic attributes of like what a puncher and then like a kickboxer would be. I'm none of those, so I have no clue. He decided to use Fire Punch on me. The only thing I can think of is that it was trying to just put me in a burn, but I'm not a physical hitter, so that really made no sense. So he's a bad black belt, but he's been defeated. Beat. Alright, and let's go ahead and speak with him. Indeed, I have lost, but I beseech you, do not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I will give you a prized fighting Pokemon, whichever one you like. Before I do though, I do need to make a quick stop to the Pokemart, because once I do, after we grab our new friend, I'll be going ahead and heading over back to the cycling road. Just give me 1 second, I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Apologies for that minor interruption, but now that we are all back stocked and ready to go, we have 2 choices of course, who our fighting type companion can be. So of course, as he said, do you want the hard-kicking Hitmonlee, or do you want the piston punching Hitmonchan? I'm gonna go ahead and pick my choice, and then I'll explain the reasoning behind it, and of course the other. So I'm gonna go ahead with the hard-kicking Hitmonlee. You want to give him a nickname? Sure, I'll go ahead. Again, bad at it, but I'm gonna go ahead. I was gonna name him Bruce Lee, but that didn't. Well, it makes sense obviously, because I think he is supposed to be a reference to him, but I'm just gonna call him Lee just because it's... Right, come on. And I forgot I had Dig Dig in my party still, so I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the Pokemon Center. But instead of just cutting over there, I will go ahead and explain my choice as to why I chose Hitmonlee over Hitmonchan. Okay. In all honesty, the first 3 generations, simply because of, again, something I've already brought up many times of the physical special split, in terms of the movesets happening, is that Hitmonlee has been better in the first 3 gens than Hitmonchan is. Just because, and it's really because of the elemental punches. They are great coverage moves, and Hitmonchan can learn all of them. He can learn Fire, Thunder, and Ice Punch up to when he was first introduced in Gen 1. His only drawback with them is since they are still considered special moves in this gen, they are very, very underutilized, meaning Hitmonlee will not be hitting through anything. Like nothing phases through him. Oh yeah, I forgot, we also have to head over. And also with Hitmonlee, he doesn't learn a variety of moves, he only just really learns normal and fighting type moves. Hydro Kick being the most notable since it's like one of the most powerful fighting type moves in later gens, not really now, but in later gens it is really extremely powerful. I'll switch over. I don't think it's gonna really do too much, but I'll switch over regardless. And actually, let me take a look and see if I got lucky with it. Nature. I'm not too remember with Nature's. Limber prevents paralysis, and he gets Impish. I think it has something to do with the special, but whatever. As you can see, he is predominantly better in physical attack. If it were Hitmonchan, he would have been better in physical defense. Not that it's bad, but of course I like Lee for his power and brute strength. He is fragile though, I will say that. But it doesn't really matter. He does make up for it for some good special defense and speed. But again, like I said, that's just my reason behind why I want Lee. He is just a better poke just because he is better physically. He is better physically. And now the next big part of today's episode is heading over towards the cycling road, and we are going to be waking up the final Snorlax you'll see in Kanto. We already encountered the first one. We were heading over to Route 12, and this is the last one that blocks the cycling road. Jump kick, rolling kick, and then break. I don't know which one's any better. I'll go with rolling kick. Oh my, oh lord! Oh, it's gonna put me to sleep. I will try to catch it, but this might take a while. Do I even have any? If I don't have any Pokeballs, it doesn't really matter. Oh, I have 8 Ultra Balls. Come on, let me catch Snorlax. I just want to add it to my roster. I'm not gonna really put it in my. I'm gonna go to rest. I knew it. It rests. All right, so this is the part where I'm gonna have to just speed through it. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, I forgot. Snorlax is a great physical hitter. I'll just put Soar. Alright, forget it. I'm not even gonna bother with it anymore. You guys just saw me do that. Okay, so now we're entering the cycling road, and one of the biggest things about it, although it's not called the cycling road, it is called Route 16 up until 18, final part. I call it the cycling road because that's basically what it is, and in the anime they basically address it as that too. Lee is not paralyzed, he is dead, my friend. Okay. So I will say he's probably not going to be the most useful partner today, just because a lot of the trainers we'll see here are bikers, and they have notably, you know, poison types, and fighting against poison types is obviously one of the worst matchups we can have. So a lot of these will just be speed training battles, but of course we did get Lee today, so that is obviously one of the big accomplishments I have done today. And I will go ahead and say once we are done here, oh, I probably should have healed us. Remember that. I'll just go ahead and kill them with Surf. Hurricane can just easily handle it. And I also realized that for my Lee is very low in levels, and also Orange is going to be a little bit underwhelming in a lot of these battles, but I'm going to go ahead and just start heading back to the Pokemon Center and I'm just that. I'm not going to cut away. I already cut away once today. I'm not going to bother doing that times. I've done it multiple times already in this Let's Play, so I'll be honest, it's not exactly something I'm proud of, but of course a lot of this game is meant to be fed through. Even if you're playing it legitimately, you can't even do that. Doesn't really matter. Alright. I think there's 7 of these trainers. Come on, play Little Mouse. Alright, but I am gonna let Shuriken try to handle a lot of these. If I see like a big big brute Pokemon, so like the final evolutions or mid evolutions, then I'll go ahead and use Psychic. But Shuriken can obviously handle everything with just Surf alone. It gets stabbed, it's really high and powerful. I'll just go ahead and do that. I'll switch over to 3B. I know he won't be getting as much game time anymore just because flying types don't tend to be as predominant in later games or in the later parts of this game, so I'll give him some time to shine. I already know Shuriken's going to be handling a lot of pokes later in this game, that's for sure. Definitely going to be doing Psychic. I'm not going to do Surf on that. And he's going to get a lot of XP. But I just wish I would see a lot more Grimers and Mucks. I do want to use Horns a lot more, just because he needs a lot of the experience, but it's just probably not going to happen. Wheezing, I have to say. I think what I'm going to do is I'll dedicate a little bit of today's episode for the cycling road, and then the next, since we should be finishing up a lot of it next time, I will go ahead and let Fuchsia City be our next major destination. So I'll go ahead and just I'm gonna kill these trainers here. What I meant to say is I'm gonna try to finish up a lot of the trainers here, mainly in the northern part of the section, so like Route 16, and then the next episode I will be doing more of like Route 17, 18, and then heading over to the most important battle, the gym battle against Koga. Please. I don't want to put Horns up against a Machop either. That's not a good matchup. I will say, as much as I love Horns, he is going to be very underrated just because he's not going to be in many situations where he will be the ideal poke to use out of everyone that I have. I mean, Soar, not going to be useful too much, but is still the main leader and he can handle a lot of pokes. Jolt is going to be used a lot, maybe not as of right now, but maybe towards like the Elite Four and some gym battles after, he will be useful. Horns, again, like I said, I want to use so hard, but can't. Very underwhelming poke. 3 Beaks has been used a lot. He may not be used as much. Shuriken, like I already mentioned, is going to be used immensely. He is a poke that I just can't avoid not using. Water types and Psychic types are just predominantly good no matter what game you're playing. And Lee, he is good. Fighting types are a good poke. Fighting types are a good type. They just get very underwhelming because they are sometimes just outshadowed by other physical moves. And also, since not many Pokemon Gym Alright, I do want to apologize for that. I'm gonna have to fix that part. I do apologize for that. Every time I try to fix this darn machine, nothing ever happens in my benefit, does it? Nope. Well, I do apologize for that, and no excuse for that, but hey, live and you learn kind of thing. But I am gonna just go ahead and try to finish up the trainers right. Because I do want to explore a little bit more. I think once I start heading down, I should be able to reach a lot more Pokemon or trainers that should have at least a weakness. And also, one thing I never really understood is that when you enter Route 17, which I guess is what is considered the start of Cycling Road, your bike goes down automatically. I don't get the science or physics behind why that's the case. But hey, I mean, you can just chill back and relax and while you let it do it, but I mean, wanted to. I don't find any significant use for that since it just seems like a waste. Was that Machamp? Oh, that was Machamp. Level. Chee! Yeah, I'm definitely going to need Shuriken for this. He's already going to be like level 40 by the time I get out of this place. Dang, Isaiah had a Machamp. Out of all pokes, he had a Machamp. That's crazy. I'm not going to lie. If I did have to choose a fighting type other than Lee, I definitely would choose Machamp. I mean, I probably already said this enough times already, but Machamp, in my opinion, is one of the great fighting types in the first gen. Up until Gen 3, not really too many fighting types were introduced, but in my opinion, he is one of the best. Like, attack stat is brutally high. Defense is acceptable, special defense is better. Obviously isn't a good special attacker, that should be pretty obvious. Is slow, but does have some decent HP stats to make up for it. So I will say he is good. I guess some of the complaints he gets is that he isn't like one of those, what's the word? Not healer, but he isn't one of those pokes that has a method of really healing himself other than having, other than needing like leftovers, but most people will tell you that you rather have better valuable items to help Pokemon either attack or survive more than having leftovers. Not that it's a bad item, but I do know there are more desirable items to have. Come on. There's no getting rich quick in battling. If you say so, man. Hey, Shuriken's already reaching up to the levels. Sure, fighting type versus fighting type. Even though I'm probably not gonna win this. You missed! I'm so mad at this game. I am very mad at this game. He crit twice. What kind of game is this? Of course I get my own crit, but that is so stupid. Dang, I might be speeding the whole game through with Shuriken, even though it's a little bit easy. Starmie is a really good rated poke, so it's not exactly a fair fight. But it is an easy way to get out of this place. I'm gonna have to waste revives just because I get unlucky with the crits. That is super stupid, but whatever. You live and you learn, kind of. I'll just battle this last trainer. We're bikers. We rule the roads, man. Yeah, whatever. Muck. Oh, I could have actually had Horns start, but I'll switch over. Because I need a poke. I need Horns to get some XP. I did give him some level ups in the while I was doing it behind the scenes before today's episode, so he was getting some more levels, but okay, I need to start reading. But he still needs a lot more levels. He's still very decent amount away from evolution, and being Horns at this stage late in the game is not ideal, but it's what I have to work with. I may have to find a way to get the XP share. I do need to catch more Pokemon in order for me to get that, but I have to wait off on that item for now, at least until I can kill. Kill is just on my mind when it comes to Pokemon games, so I can get at least more Pokemon to catch. I'll go ahead. There's enough time here, and then there's some more trainers, but I should be able to finish. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I did hope you enjoyed. So just a minor recap, we went over to the fighting dojo in Saffron City, we defeated the karate master, and got ourselves Lee, a prize-kicking Pokemon right there indeed. Very valuable for us. Hopefully, I just need to get his levels up a bit higher, and we started entering the cycling road. In the next episode, I do hope to go ahead and finish up here, and then we can commence our gym battle for badge number 5 at Fuchsia City against Koga. But we'll go ahead and see how we do there. So until guys, this has been your boy Ron. Until next time, I'll see you guys back here at the cycling road, and then we'll be heading over to Fuchsia Gym and getting badge 5. I'll see you guys then. Take care.